function and in purpose. The universe with its eternal vastness is a big design, and indeed an astounding and an extreme miracle. That's why there has to be a God, a designer of all these things. Our mind, when realizing all the amazing facts of creation, can only conclude that there is a creator. There are three things that we need to make our mind become aware, and these are the greatness of space, the tangibility of material things, and the reality of a creator. First of all, there has to be space, and philosophically speaking, it is space that we need, because if there is no space, then therefore we cannot create. Mobility takes place in the space. We can only place our creation in the available space. If there is no space, there is no creation, and if there is no space, there is no existence. In the great space, there is only darkness, unless light is created. You don't create darkness, it is natural. Light is not natural, it has to be provided. Darkness is non-resistant to light. Therefore, the logic is it is only dark because there is no light. There is no reason for darkness if there is light. You don't create darkness, you create light. And you don't create space. Space has no beginning and has no ending, and therefore eternal. God has no beginning and has no ending. He is eternal. That's why you do not need to ask more questions about eternal things, because eternity has no limit, and your asking the questions would be without limit too. For example, you do not ask who made God, because it simply doesn't have any answer. Granting someone made God, then the next question would be, who made this someone who made God? And the question will be endless. An amazing fact is this: space is not created. Darkness is not created. However, you can make space, and you can also make darkness. How? You create or make darkness by shutting out the lights, and you make space by removing things away. The facts of the seen, the visible, and the unseen, the invisible, will forever remain. The known and the unknown work hand in hand. They are inseparable. But the unknown is always greater than the known. It is because the more we know that there are more things that we do not know. In other words, the known is only a small part of the unknown. No one made God. He just existed from the very beginning. And that beginning was no beginning because in the beginning there was really no beginning. And it also follows that there is really no ending. Only things created has a beginning and has an ending. God, space, darkness, and light are synonymous. God, good, evil, nature, and creation are also synonymous with God. Life itself is synonymous with God, and there is only eternal life, because God is eternal. Human life is simply an existence. You are here now, but tomorrow you won't be. Therefore, all creation of God revolves around the human life. Which is more important, things created or things not created? Who is more important, the creator or the created? Who is more of value, God or man? If you answer that God is more of value than man, then you are answering an eternal reality. And an eternal reality does not really matter. If you answered man is more of value than God, then you are answering an existential reality. Which is more important, light or man? Is food more important than man, or is man more important than food? Obviously, you will answer that man is more important than light or food. However, in an existential reality, you are wrong. Why? It is because man cannot live without food, and man cannot move without light. It follows that the importance or value of the Creator is a given. The created is more important than the creator at a given existential time. This philosophical fact actually gets elaborated by the fact that man is more important than air, and the humans are more important than the world. It is not God that is more important, it is man, because God will always be God and man cannot always be man. So for now, your life is the most important thing. It may appear that air is more important than man, because without air, man cannot live. However, what is important with air if there is no more man? It is the same logic that it may appear that money is more important than man. A man cannot live without money, but what on earth does water have if there is no more man? Man
Żeby tam
is
stanąć?
since the
Stanąć tam?
existence.
Pod tą wodą.
Life and all things are a design because it is there for a purpose. All things in the universe must have a purpose, and anything that has a purpose must follow a design. Whatever is designed is planned, and a plan is made for a purpose. A design follows steps or procedures of function. A design that is carried out into a function that becomes constant and permanent becomes a system. And a system usually occupies a lifetime function because of the need. For example, a cell phone is a design and definitely was conceptualized for a purpose because of a need. And being that it becomes functionally important and its need is constant, it is a thing now for life. Your life, your personality is a design. You should not think that you are simply born into life to live an existence. Your life is indeed up to you. Anyone can terminate his life, and it also follows that anyone can prolong his life. It is not nature that supports you. It is your mind that uses nature to support you. In other words, it is you that uses nature and not nature using you. Nature is of course bigger than you for the reason of supply and its stability, but nature is only there in order to support you. Everything in the world is for you. You are not here without a reason. The reason why you are here as designed by God is to live a life. You should therefore experience that life. And your life will not stay long enough, so you should be aware of it. You should take advantage of your being here in the world. The world will continue to exist when you are gone away forever. The world is actually saying to you, take advantage of me while you are here, and I will give you all the support that you need. I will give you everything so that your life will become the best that it can be. But it is not up to me, but it is up to you. You must know your design. You must know your desires. You must want. You must dream. You must create the best possible existence. I don't close the door for you. I open up to you every possibility. You can do anything with me, and you can do everything on one condition, that you do not harm yourself. You do not kill yourself. As long as you love life, I am here to help you love it to the most that you can do, and to the best that you can be. You can only do things properly if it is patterned after a design. In life, doing things properly is called for. I always say it is not enough to be righteous. We must also be good. But righteous and good is not enough. We must become proper. So to be proper is the best way. And to do things the proper way, we must know the requirements and the steps and procedures to bring out what is expected. Knowing the details, the procedures, the complete list of what is required is only correct approach to life. So, in your approach to accomplish the desired goals of your being alive here on earth, do you have a clear plan? Do you have a design? Without a design of the future, you cannot know what exactly will become of you. It is only by having a clear design and plans, and to exactly do the design, that you will be what you want to be in the future. The problem with people and all of us now is that we do not really know exactly what we want to be. We kind of live along, and whatever happens, we just accept them. We don't rectify, though we complain. We cannot correct because there is no pattern of design that we have formatted ahead of us. We think that everything is well, everything is okay, though it is not. I'm not teaching people to become belligerent and negative. I'm saying that you have to check if what is going in has been according to the plans. Now, if you did not have a plan, you would have no basis of checking it out whether or not it is according to the plan. So, you may say that life changes so much and that there's no definiteness of what is going to happen, and therefore you cannot just exactly plan out the future. This sounds very reasonable, and this is where we fail. On the other hand, our activities, if we are employed or if we have a business, is actually programmed. If you pastor a church, you definitely know your activities, your functions, your days. It is the same thing if you're employed or if you operate your own business. There is a pattern for movements for all of us, and when we do them consistently, there is where we arrive at a sure place of success. A student who keeps on going to school will eventually graduate, and so a person who is consistent in what he or she is doing will accomplish that which he or she aims at. When you have a design, a sketch, a program, a plan that you will continuously do, you are bound to accomplish that design or program. So, if in your life you have a working plan for success, you will indeed arrive at a certain destination where you will have reached the goals or the desired end. So let me ask you, what are your programs? What is the design of your life that will lead you to be in the future? Do you have knowledge of that you will do? Are you researching additional information? Are you writing down when you do your daily activities? Are you reviewing your plans? Are you sure you are living your life as planned? Are you ahead of the times so that you will have some alternative actions? When you work your materials out of a pattern, you will be able to work things or projects properly and on time, and you will be focused so that all things will be done orderly. There has to be a sketch or a system. A restaurant like Mac's operates on a system. The food handling, the personal management, they all go through a system. The people that work at Mac's know what is expected of them, and they go to a pattern of movements. Obviously, Mac's restaurant has succeeded because it has a sure working plan. The same thing with you, when you have a certain plan or design. The following comes from the internet as provided to me weekly by Mr. Jim Rohn's office. How to build your wealth. Just as you follow a recipe in a very certain way, there is a very specific process that you must follow to become wealthy. You must build a solid foundation one step at a time. In my Building Your Wealth Cycles program, I go into great detail about the 7 components of my specific wealth building technology, the very one used to create my own personal wealth. These components are your financial conditioning, how you think and act in regards to wealth and success. Your financial baseline, where are you financially at this moment in time? Your financial freedom date, the month, day, and year you will be financially free. Managing your lifestyle cycle, how is your lifestyle sabotaging your ability to be financially free? Building a wealth cycle foundation, creating a plan to support your financial foundation. Wealth acceleration, using advanced strategies to explode your wealth. Leadership of your wealth team, building and leading the team that will support your success. Today, I'm going to give you an introduction to these 7 components. My goal is to spark your imagination and show you what is possible for you provided you have the right education and guidance. So let's begin talking about each of these components, your financial conditioning. Let's talk a little bit about your psychology. See, we've been conditioned about our money beliefs since we were young. In fact, most of our beliefs were defined between the ages of 1 and 8 years of age. For many of us, our financial conditioning started while we were in our mother's womb. We were the confluence of hundreds of years of conditioning through our parents, grandparents, and great-grandparents. During the early years of our lives, our financial conditioning was influenced to a great degree by those who provided care for us and were influencing our upbringing. Our family, religious, educators, and teachers. Relative to money and finances, what ideas did your grandparents have about money? How did that cause them to behave in relationship to their money? Were they big savers? Did they think they couldn't afford things? Were they putting it away for a rainy day? Or did they believe that money was the root of all evil? Probably for most, they lived through the Great Depression, which caused an entire generation to have a scarcity mindset rather than a prosperity mindset. And unless your parents decided to think and behave differently towards money, you probably were conditioned with the same scarcity mindset that's been passed down through the ages from one generation to the next. To paraphrase, financial conditioning is how you think about yourself in regards to success in life. How the progressions of interactions in your market
Myślałeś, żeby tam stanąć? Stanąć tam?
something that you will need to be aware
To
of and correct. When I say correct, it may be a little misleading, as your financial conditioning is something that you will need to self-manage for the rest of your life. It isn't something that you can check the box and say, I'm done and I have arrived. Your psychology will always be impacting your decision-making process along your wealth-building journey. Your financial conditioning is so much a part of who you are at a cellular level. The more sophisticated you become, the more you'll be able to rationalize your current position, even though you know it's not where you want to be right now. Your financial baseline. As we look at your financial baseline, I want you to think about where you are. This is critical because in order to improve your finances and even begin wealth creation, you have to know exactly where you are. How much money do you make? How much do you spend? Are you in debt? Do you have any savings? These are all important things to know in order to make educated decisions about what actions to take moving forward. To me, developing your financial baseline is one of the most emotional exercises that you will ever do. Your financial baseline is a reflection of your past financial awareness. Whatever conditioning has brought you to this very moment in your life financially has also created your results. You have to get an accurate reading of these results. Not good, not bad, not right, not wrong. It's just what happened. Once we combine this piece with our wealth technology, then we can change your course direction and start marching you towards the wealth and the life that you really want. A couple of steps are necessary to get your financial baseline organized. First, you need to organize what I call your financial filing cabinet. Most people have a lot of paperwork and clutter around their filing cabinet. So I'm going to give you some structure that will start creating some sense and some logic to the flow of your financial information. The second thing is I need you to complete a personal and business profit and loss statement. A profit and loss statement is one of the primary financial statements we'll be talking about, also known as an income statement. The third thing I need you to do is complete a personal balance sheet. Although this is the fourth step in this program, it clearly is not the fourth in priority. Protecting your business is very important. The protection of your business is done through proper entity structuring and maximizing tax strategies. Your Financial Freedom Day. This is the day that you declare your vision. It's where you want to ultimately end up financially. I always say this, the day you will begin to live your want-to life versus the have-to life. You need to design this as specifically as you can from this moment forward. Let's just say you're going to start with $5,000 a month passive income. Do you want to be a millionaire? Do you want to be worth 2, 5, 10, 100 million? What's your net worth going to be when you have Freedom Day? Are you going to be a real estate investor, stock trader, or entrepreneur? How old will you be when you get it? Are you going to be 25? Are you going to be 40? Are you going to be 50? And what I like to do is have you put a day, month, and a year. You know, I said that before I'm 35, I want to be a millionaire, and I created it while I was 34. In fact, I created it June 12th, the year that I turned 34. Writing down goals enables what you want to stay in front of you. However, keep in mind that you must keep some reality to it because just like muscle development, if the goal is too far out, you won't have enough tension in the muscle. You won't have enough tension in the goal to really want it. You'll just say, oh, that's just so far out. And if it's too much, too soon, you'll feel like it's impossible. So it needs to be something that's most motivating, has some reality in it, and you know that you can achieve it. While you need to be realistic, what I don't want for you to be paralyzed because you don't know the numbers. Just pick on what feels good and feel some reality in it. Then go with it. You can always modify it later. Managing your lifestyle cycle. Your lifestyle cycle is most easily described as how you live your life and how it directly affects your ability to get where you want to be financially. One of the quotes that I always use in our programs is that you have to build your assets, then build your lifestyle. And I believe that we as an entire society have that upside down. Most people, when they get the good job, start making money and buy a bigger house to handle the kids. They buy more cars, and your liabilities of all that did impact your monthly expenses. To me, a lifestyle cycle is wrong when your liabilities are really the engine driving your wealth machine. Your assets need to be the engine. If you look at this, all the liabilities that you have, your total bank card debt, your total student loan debt, the extra boat you had to have, and the RV that you have, all of those create an increase in your monthly expenses, which is what I believe is the rat race. That's the continuation of liabilities, expenses, liabilities, expenses, liabilities, expenses. And what doesn't happen is building a wealth cycle, which is assets to income, assets to income. Managing your lifestyle cycle is where you begin to make educated choices about your lifestyle. Our company's greatest demand for personal coaching exists in helping people break free of their lifestyle cycle and instead begin building and living wealth cycles. Building a wealth cycle foundation. What a wealth cycle is the first step in the process of paying yourself first, such that you accumulate assets with the intention of investing to create passive income. Creating a wealth cycle is a foundational strategy that ensures that money will be automatically allocated into your asset column and that your wealth plan stays activated. This is where you structure your wealth plan such that your foundation is handed automatically. Your kids' college tuition is taken care of. Your retirement money is handled. Your insurance needs are met. It's a financial foundation, but it is not an acceleration of wealth. Very few people set up a wealth cycle and are treating their wealth creation as a one-time transaction. See, I don't believe that wealth creation or investing is a one-time transaction. I believe that you will lead and sustain your wealth over time. Again, you don't have to do it. You have to lead it. As you look at a wealth cycle, what I want you to start focusing on is your asset column. What's there and how is it performing? The 4 steps that absolutely make sure that your foundational wealth cycle is intact are paying yourself first, a thorough review of entity structure and tax implications, clarify the decision of being an active or passive investor, and developing and committing to money rules. Acceleration of your wealth cycles. That is when you really begin to leverage your assets to generate more wealth and passive income. It is about learning and using high-end investment strategies, tax benefits, and entity structuring. Here are a few options for investing strategies: cash and cash equivalents, bonds, stocks, real estate, international securities, precious metals, natural resources, commodities, and collectibles. In stocks, there's a large cap versus small cap. Commodities, you can do options and futures. Natural resources, you can do minerals, oil, and gas. I love oil and gas. Lumber, paper, precious metals, you can do gold, silver, or platinum. International securities, you can look at stocks and bonds. Global versus continental versus nation specific. You can look at growth versus value sectors. You can look at real estate, like I said, in buy, holds, cash, cash flow, commercial, and raw land. You can look at collectibles, stamps, coins, gems, artwork, and other collectibles. Cash and cash equivalents are saving accounts, checking accounts, money market accounts, certificates of deposit, treasury bills, savings bonds. There's U.S. government. There are multiple bonds. There are highly quality corporate bonds and junk bonds. In business, there's private placement, memorandums, initial public offerings, and many more. I give you this list to overwhelm you, but to let you know that there are many options available to you. With a proper education and support along with a high level of creativity, you can leverage these options to accelerate your wealth. Leadership of your wealth team. The creation and leadership of your wealth team is one of the most important, yet one of the most under-discussed areas of leading your wealth. No one that we know has ever gotten wealthy doing it alone. They've done it through the use of team. Why is this important? You know, your vision revolving close to you is a part of your day in, day out. However, men are dedicated, motivated, talented,
Myślałeś, żeby tam stanąć? Stanąć tam?
A team behind you, a personal assistant, a bookkeeper, an attorney, a financial planner, a business coach, a mentor like me. Any number of these people will become essential to your success. Your ability to strategically decide what team members you will need and then choose and lead them will mean the difference between realizing your vision next year, in 5 years, or never at all. As the leader of your wealth team, you have 3 major leadership roles. First, you must analyze your business to uncover the wealth team members you will need now and in the future. Second, you will need to skillfully locate and secure these individuals as part of your team. Third, you will need to take your vision and continually communicate it to your wealth team in a way that inspires and motivates them to help you achieve it. You will not miss it if you do it procedurally, step by step, according to the design. You and I have to really get convinced that we must first have a design for our working plans, as we must be convinced that we have to write down the design and the working plan. Remember, you cannot be many in life. This is a very important philosophy to learn. You cannot just be everything. You must learn to become only one instead of many. Now, there may be people that are multi-talented and therefore take up multifaceted tasks or personalities. But this is only possible if they have already reached a peak of success in one place or in one business or profession. For example, there are movie stars who may run a business, but they have to be successful movie star first, or vice versa. At any rate, you can only qualify yourself to the successes that life has to offer if you have first made or constructed a design for your future. If you have not yet contracted yourself to a design, I'm very sorry to tell you that you will never become successful. Why? Everything in the making is only being made after a design. This means that if you want to be a success, you must first have the design of success. This means that if you want to be a success, if you do not have a design, you will never, and again I repeat, never succeed. Now, when you are clear in your mind what you want to be in the future, and you have written down exactly your plans, how to attain them, then you have to get into the disciplines on doing the necessary efforts. You then have to employ your understanding about the behavior, attitude, and emotion of money. This is not a simple thing. If this was simple, then there will be many people that will become rich. But the reason why only few people become rich is because there is a rigid requirement to follow in order to become wealthy. The saying is true that successful people do things that unsuccessful people do not do. And another one, successful people don't do different things, but they do things differently. There has to be a system in your life that you will be doing things differently. As some sorts of suggestions, let me give some pointers where people can become successful. People become successful in network marketing. That is if they have built in massive downlines. And that is if they have learned the disciplines. People also become successful in being a salesman, an insurance agent, or a real estate agent. People also become successful in the entertainment industry. People become successful in the ministry. People also become successful in a restaurant business, or people become successful working as an OFWs. All this and several more require the proper doing of the procedures, which field that you want to take to have a sure hit of success. Are you thinking that you will become successful in the MLM industry? To do this, you must create a design how you will become successful. You must also write down your programs, your plans, and your disciplines. Like I said, success requires certain things that need to be done. If you have a design, whatever it is that you want to become, you will surely get there if you will work of the procedures step by step. But if you do not have a design, you might just as well quit wishing that you will become successful. Jay's lectures is a study of realities. And thank God we have discovered this talent of learning things in reality and knowing the details of everything. That is why, if you really want to pursue a successful life ahead of you, you must make Jay's lectures a part of your design, a part of that step-by-step procedures. Learning is number one for wealth and for health, and Jay's is one of your stopping places for learning. There is a day coming that as we work Jay's continuously, that Jay's lectures will hit into a breakthrough and into a boom. And then you will be a part of it. This is Dr. John Ayutu, the founder of Jay's Lectures. Good day.